Hello, welcome to the Alone Show. I'm your host, John Mayalone. In this episode, I don't have any regulars on because, well, a series of events happened, and yeah, just gonna go hap with that. As for our guest, he is from Florida. He is a musician slash artist, also a singer slash songwriter. He's also releasing a new ebook, The Lightest Work Journey, the Unseen in Between Kingdom, as well as an upcoming album, Angel Numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Scott Howard.
Hello there. How are you?
Great.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me to the UK.
Anytime.
I have
So,
a very nice fan base in the UK. Um, there's a indie station uh, located there, and I think I had was the top five back. So I have a very nice relationship with the fans
okay,
there.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
So, how's
amazing.
life?
How's life? Life is for me. It's always interesting because around 2017, I went through an awakening where my hypothalamus gland became active and it activated my third eye. So all of a sudden, I was introduced to the unseen in between kingdom, if you will. And it was like a DMT trip. So for me, life's a DMT trip.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
I kid.
So, okay, cool. So,
True. What I'm telling you is true, but I'm not a DMT trip right now.
okay, how did it all start for you?
Well, it all started back probably when I was like 7 years old. I think it started. I always my family is very musical, and we always had monthly gathers with the family. Experience for a child to have family around and everyone's entertaining each other. My mother, she started an opera company, and she was an opera singer, and so I had no choice. I was the stagehand, and so as a kid growing up, I always played an instrument, was able to read music, write music, and I started writing music. I think when I was around 7 to 9 years old, and
Oh,
as things went on, life goes, and you fall back from your musical instruments. And I remember being depressed, and I couldn't figure out why, and then I realized why. Playing my music, and again, like 17, all of a sudden, I bought a 100 camera. I'm not doing an advertisement for Nikon, but all of a sudden, I noticed that the camera was picking up images that my naked eye couldn't see, and I began experiencing the paranormal, I guess you can call it. And I was pretty much put back on a journey of bringing a new genre, or actually an ancient genre of new music from source in 432 to the world.
fabulous. And what inspired you to become a musician, artist, singer, and/or songwriter?
Well, I think when I was around 11, I was in a band, and it was called the Gemini 5. That's how far back it went. And my father was the manager, and he got us a gig at a place called Maimonides Children's uh, Center or something. It was for handicapped children, which I didn't realize at the time. But we were terrible when we performed, but they loved it. And just watching the way they picked up on frequency, um, it got me hooked on on music. And I think I was in third grade when I got my first instrument, because back then, we were, we had real education, and I think my first instrument was a trumpet. Maybe it was the flugelhorn, and then from there I ended up playing the sousaphone, which is the bass instrument for the the jazz band and the orchestra and regular band, and so I learned the bass line for an orchestra, and which was an amazing experience because we played everywhere, and there was a big band. I think it was maybe almost 80, I guess about 80 kids in the orchestra. And so I had a great experience as a child with. And then 70s came around. I wanted to play, something different. So at first I tried piano, which I play, but it just didn't stick. And then my mother had a friend who played the guitar, and that just blew me away. And that was about age 8, I think. And from there on, I always played guitar for many years. And again, in 2017, I went through an awakening, uh, and it was quite an experience. And my son passed. He was 29. I was seeing the numbers 8888 everywhere. And the year before, when I had my experience in 2017, it ended with me meeting Archangel Michael. And he came down out of the sky, and I was angry for some reason. I couldn't understand why I was angry. And uh, so about, I think 5 years went by, and I got a reading from a woman in Australia, and she said she read auras, and she was telling me what my aura was. I think it was blue and green or blue and red or something, which was entertainment, colors or something, communication. And she says, but I see something else. And she drew it, sent it to me. And she goes, I've never seen this before. And it was wings. And so I guess in one of my past lives, or I originate from the angelic realm, I guess. That's what she told me. But in any case, that's perhaps why I was angry, because I knew him. And I knew that a year later, from 8/7, 2018, my son was going to pass. And it was obviously devastating. And I spent months in a studio just writing music, very cathartically writing music. And I wrote Ascended Man, which was one of my albums. And then after that, I wrote Language of Clouds. I seem to know the name of my albums ahead of time. I think I did uh, The Zen of Planets. And now I'm working on Angel Numbers, which is obviously about what happened when the angel came out of the sky. And so the music I write is uh, meant to awaken those that are willing to listen. And the frequency in 432 raises the frequency of the listener or anyone that's in earshot. So a year, let's go back before 2017, I was seeing 8888, couldn't figure it out. And then on 8/8 2017, I saw the angel, and exactly a year later, on 8/7 2018, again 8888 numerically, numerologically, uh, my son passed. And what was interesting was when I was 7 years old as a child, I was having a dream every night. It was the same dream, and I was in an amusement park at night, driving in one of those cars like they have them at Disney World and stuff. The old cars on wooden tracks. And it was nighttime, and I would go through a toll booth, and there was a frog. He was about 4 foot tall, 3 foot tall, and he would let me through the toll booth, and then I would go down an embankment into a room. I don't know what it was, and two frogs were trying to catch me, and I ended up driving up the ramp and out into the night. That's all I remember. But I had that dream all the time, and so moving forward to maybe 6 months ago, I got a reading that I was abducted then at age 7, and I was given, I guess, information or upgrades for now to write this music. But the interesting part is when I got the death certificate for my son, his social security number was my phone number as a child at age 7. You know what a social security number is?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. Everyone in the States, we were given social security numbers because we were an asset for a loan made in 18 something by the elite. And in any case, we're all issued a social security number. And my son's social security number was my phone number, which is impossible as a child at age 7, which showed me that we're obviously something more is going on in this reality. And so the music I write is it's prophetic in that I write music that's going to be needed for healing later on. Some of the music I wrote 10 years ago is needed today. If I wrote 5 years ago is needed tomorrow. So the upcoming album is called Angel Numbers, and it's probably some of the best work I've ever done. If you go to Spotify, you can listen to my music now, Scott Howard Music, or you can go to YouTube and watch some of my music videos. And I did a concert film in 2019, I think it was, in July. I was out in California, and excuse me, I had a premonition that we would not be able to tour anymore. And so I shot a concert film in 432, which was one of the first concert films ever shot that way. And I put it on vinyl. It's called World Ascension Tour, live at Village Studios in 432. And you can go to my website, scotthowardmusic.com, and listen to it or pick it up. It's a the soundtrack, or if you will, it's one of the first music videos in 5D. It's ahead of its time. It's interactive, and it was censored on Prime, Amazon Prime. It was on Amazon, picked it up. It's on Tubu and a bunch of other places right now. But if you were on Amazon, if you didn't type in the exact words or letters, it went to a truck rally. So you couldn't even write. I was not even allowed to say what the movie was about. They just put my name there and threw it on and buried it. But it's a great music video. So it's a concert, and it was shot at Village Studios in Santa Monica. And I didn't want it on CD or live stream, and I put it on vinyl. So it's for those vinyl files out there that are looking for a really cool, album, because it is in 432. The sound is exceptional.
Oh, oh, that's interesting.
Mhm.
And is there any other more songs that you're planning on writing or in the process of writing now?
Oh yeah, I write music all the time. I was planning on singing a song if we have time called "We Are Forever" off the new Angel Numbers album, and excuse me, a lot of the music I'm writing right now is it's about now. I have one called "God's Land." It's God's Land. Another one called the title telling, if you will. One called Our Time. In other words, it's our time right now. This is our time right now. And I wrote another one called, it's all going to be on the album. Angel Numbers, obviously, is the title track. And Our Beautiful Ones, Last Lifetime. But I write music all the time. Called I Release. So they're meant to, awaken people to. A lot of people right now are seeing things they can't explain. They're getting psychic overnight. A lot of people, because of all the light coming in from the central sun, and people, which is what happened to me in 2017. All of a sudden, overnight, I saw beyond the veil. it was wild. I saw three beings stand up in the sun. I had my camera, and thank God, because people would have thought I was crazy. And that's kind of what my ebook's about. It's a 300-page ebook, which discusses the event um, in 2017, as well as my life experiences and photos. So the photos are going to blow people's minds because they're going to realize what this reality is. And I mean, it pretty much proves that whatever movies we were shown, like you ever see the movie Midnight Special?
No, I don't think so.
It's about a young kid who's about maybe 9 or 11, and evidently he's beyond psychic. He's like a 5D child, and all these cults are trying to get him, or they actually got him, and his father gets him out, takes him to, of all places, Florida, and there's a equinox of sorts where 3D and 5D are going to intersect, and at that time we see all the invisible higher frequency buildings that are attached to our buildings, and I actually have photos of that, really. So most of the things you see in the movies like Stargate, Star Trek, that's all real. That's all, they didn't just, write a movie and thought about it. It was disclosure or a way of getting people indoctrinated, into the secret space program. But the photos I take, whenever I touch a camera, weird stuff happens. And I'm always picking up crazy stuff in the clouds, buildings and people and uh, just insane things, literally kingdoms, people sitting on thrones, monsters, giants. It's all there. The cloud reality is just another realm, and people have forgotten. When they look up, they think, "Oh, they're cute clouds." They're not cute clouds. Um, so I have that in the book. The photos proving what they are. And when my son passed, I have the album cover for The Language of Clouds actually is a photo of my son going to heaven or leaving this realm. Let's put it that way. Because heaven's a lot more complicated than people take it for. Because there's not really a heaven. It's uh, we're part of source. We are a fractal of source. There's only one soul in the universe, which is source, and we are fractals of source. And so when we pass on, we lose this coat, and we, in the past, we used to go back to source, and then if we decide what we want to do next time and go to a different realm or whatever, and sign a contract or whatever it is, and go have fun or whatever. But we've been stuck here for millions of years because of what's been going on, which is coming to a head right now. So you're going to find that you just got to watch out that everything is a movie. Just whatever you're watching on TV, it's not real. Don't believe anything you see. When the avian flu starts coming out, which is the next supposed sickness, and they want to get people shots, don't get them. It's just another way of them trying to put something over on us. But that's what the music's about. It's to awaken people, to let them know that everything is a holographic matrix, and this is like a prison, and it's time for us to get paroled, and that's what the music's about.
Fabulous. I appreciate your work. Keep it up.
Oh, thank you. I hope you get a chance to listen to it. Go to scotthowardmusic.com, or Scott Scott Howard Music on Spotify, and same thing on YouTube. I'm all around.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you
What's
very
the
much.
most? You're welcome.
Do you want me to play a song, or you want to? We don't have time. Unless you have one
Oh,
there, you want to put it on.
oh, but still got plenty of time.
I'm sorry.
So, I said I got. There's plenty of time left.
Oh, okay.
So, what's the most useful thing you own?
The most what?
The most useful thing you own?
The most useful thing I own. My guitar. If I had one thing that I could take with me, when I leave this place, or if the aliens came down and picked me up and took me away, I want my guitar with me.
Okay, fabulous.
It's
If
funny. I
life
actually
is a
thought
game,
about that not too long ago. Like, what would I take if I left this planet? Because I said, what I want to do is I want to perform for the universe. I want to be able to, go to the moon, because the moon is a hollow construct, and they have, like, just like the United Nations, they have this big area with all the beings in there, and I'd love to perform.
fabulous. If life is a game, like some people say, what are some of the rules?
The rules of the game. Well, that's why they, you know, veil us. That's why they, make us forget who we were. And that's actually the song I was going to sing. It's called "We Are Forever," and we have forgotten who we are. And the rules are not, you got to play the game to your best. You got to live every moment like it's your last, and you've got to buy into the concept of this being real. And obviously, most people forget that it is not real. You've got to play this game like you're the third person in the story. So, you want to observe things, you have to meditate all the time. Do not forget to meditate. And, don't eat meat. The only thing you should really eat, and that's not great, is fish. Go towards vegetarian, uh, hard boiled eggs, whatever. But eat things that are alive, because they've poisoned everything here. This is a holographic matrix. I've got the proof. Listen, anyone whose social security number is my phone number at age 7, that's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. That's like 3, 5, that's 9 digits. That's to be my phone number. So obviously, somebody on the other side was trying to prove something to me, or in the face, saying, buddy, this is a game. Stop playing it. Don't take life so seriously. That's what it is. Don't, chill and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I agree. If magic was real,
It
what
is.
spell would you try to learn first?
Oh, well, magic is real, first of all. Um, that's the one thing that the elite did not want us to remember. Um, when they do their magic, they have to show us what they intend to do to us. And that's why there's movies. The movies show us their intent. And when we buy a ticket or we watch TV and we watch the channel, which is called programming, um, we are giving them permission to pretty much, stick it up where the sun don't shine. And that's the issue. So you've got to watch what you think, and watch what you say, because we're manifesting this reality by the minute. And I don't know if anybody remember, didn't figure it out. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's 24 hours anymore. It feels like, well, it's like 18 hours. It's time is speeding up, and there is an event that is coming that's going to wake everybody up. But the magic I would like to learn first. Well, I guess I'm learning it every time. It's how to manifest. Manifest your reality, and so you and by meditating and thinking in the present, um, it helps you manifest and raise your frequency quicker, because the harder you work, the luckier you get. That's true. So the higher your vibration, the better your life is. The quicker things manifest. So, but magic is definitely true. It's real. Uh, it's, I mean, people in the UK, they all know pretty much magic is real.
I agree.
You get to realize how old the Queen it was. The Queen was like 6,000 years old. Just
Yeah,
kept on
yeah,
hopping the bodies.
yeah. She's old. She was old, all right. She lived a
Older
very
than you
long
know.
life. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
she lived a very long life.
Well, you just have to realize that the technology that we've been deprived of is like the Jetsons. I mean, it's crazy. If you ever go to TikTok and type in Tartarian technology, and you will see stuff from the 1700s, 1800s that'll blow your mind because the technology that they had back then is better than what we have now. They had spirit phones; they could speak to their lost, their loved ones that passed over. Anyone that watched the Men in Black when they had those huge wheels that they were riding like motorcycles, they Tartaria invented those. You know, gravity. I mean, anti gravity, whatever it is. They had that back then. They had robotics. They had robotics thousands of years ago. The Greeks had it, but the Tartarians had it too, as did the Indians. In India.
Yeah, I suppose they do. And that is all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Scott, talking about your works as an artist, a musician, discussing that we're a part of the Matrix, and everything else has been fabulous.
Thank you. Yeah, listen, life is it's just a movie. So again, I had Donald Trump, President Trump, at my wedding in 2015, and I can tell you he is still president today. And so uh, don't worry what's going on with this arrest crap. It's just all meant to awaken people because it gives him the capability of presenting all the evidence that he has against the elite or the people that are not people. Let's put it that way. And so you're going to see a lot of interest over the next month or two, let alone
Mm,
next couple of years.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yes, but Peter,
And
thank you
until
much for having me. If you like, I could play a song, or you go on Spotify and pull one down and play it from there.
I'll check on Spotify, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You're
I hope
welcome.
this music resonates with you, and you share it with your.
Hopefully, yes. And until next time, stay tuned for more.